right, everybody. We are at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, PA, and I'm here with Michael Scofield.
Thank you for remembering the last name.
I pulled that out of my ass.
Amazing, amazing.
Michael Scofield has an audio drama actual play called The Thief, and we've been chatting it up on the social for a bit, and it's so great to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, same. Well, when I saw that you guys were here, I immediately hit you up. I was like, let's do a sticker swap, and then I could see you from like across the room because you're just like a head above everyone else.
And he could see me from across the room. So, yeah, so that's my personal advantage. But yeah, so when did you start this whole journey?
Yeah. So pandemic era. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's like so I basically discovered, I don't know, that I wanted to stop doing like a real job for a living, and so if I had like a little bit of extra money, I was going to craft some kind of like storytelling thing. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, we started in like 2020. CC Way, who is my player for The Thief, we began recording then, and it's taken a solid like, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years to, well, it's 2023 now, so we started end of we started like the end of 2020, and we've been recording since then. It's taken all this time to produce a single season. It took a long time. Didn't know how to do any kind of sound engineering or whatever. But to be honest, like I was following Fool and Scholar Productions. They make The White Vault. They make Dark Dice Productions. And at some point, they were showing behind the scenes footage, and it's just 2 people. I was like, I could do this. And so I taught myself how to do it. But that's kind of where it started. And then I invested enough that now it has to become like a self-sustaining business for me to rationalize all the tax write-offs and stuff.
Yeah, it's so hard to monetize a podcast. It's not like an easy thing. So, kudos for taking the leap and going that route. Let me set that up. Okay. No, that's fine. That's nice thing about having mic front cables.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, it's gotta be challenging, especially everybody's with with all the strikes and things like that right now, and finding the people that can do the kind of work that you want to do at the rate that you can afford to pay them for the level of production that you're going for. But you have to start somewhere. So that's just my kudos to you for going that route.
Yeah, well, like I started, I have an engineering job, so I started with a little bit of capital in my pocket.
Yeah.
And it was very important to me, being a listener and a fan of like actual plays, that I wanted to produce like like something that I found ethical. It's not that others aren't, but there's some kind of copyright exchange that I actually want to be able to pay people for. They're giving me time. And so for the most part, I ended up like just reaching out to friends of friends or people who do stuff. I've experimented with casting calls. I joined communities and found people in communities who wanted to do something other than their day job. And essentially I had a certain amount that I could afford per audio hour.
Yeah.
And I just made an effort to be very transparent with it. Say, this is what I could do. Let's call it maybe an honorarium instead of like a solid wage. And here's a very transparent and like I think very good contract. But I try to do all that business stuff like up front. And what I think has happened is that I've developed a really good like working relationship with the original core team. And through that word of mouth, that like I'm not someone awful to work for. I'm just a fan of the medium. I want to make it and tell a really good story. And I will also try to do right by you and them. And it's really kind of like helped grow like a little like virtual Rolodex that has made things a lot easier. And so now I'm able to like collaborate with other sound designers and editors who, for the same reason, they're just looking for a little something extra. They're looking to figure out how to break in. We're all very indie. I didn't find it that hard, I guess, like to meet the people after I just step one, axiom one is decide I'm going to have a very specific kind of production. It's made it a little bit more costly.
Yeah.
And so now I'm on kind of like, I'm trying to figure out how to advertise, how to market, how to do this as a business. I have protracted it over like a 5-year plan. So I'm not looking for any kind of sustainability for like years.
Yeah.
That's smart. But I am trying to approach this more like a business, which is kind of fun or interesting because I started as just a fan. I just wanted to tell a story. I was burnt out. The pandemic what made me feel mortal. And I needed to tell a story or I was going to go insane,
So let's talk about the story. What, like, if someone's likes that white bolt dark dice style, what are they going to find? What's the story behind the thief?
Yeah. So I think our angle is that the thief is a single player. There's one player Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It's low fantasy. We're using a grit and glory supplement, so there's no magic. There's nothing like that. But what we're able to do is like focus on the single player's journey as effectively she's a thief and her handler is arrested in the first episode of the first chapter. It's a kidnapping mystery kind of thing that she has to solve as we go, and that's kind of it. I wasn't prepared to pitch it, but thethiefpodcast.com has a great like elevator pitch that I crafted. But in terms of production value, I'm the dungeon master. It is all improvised at the table. Yeah. But as I suck at making voices, as I have verbal gaps, I recast the entire everyone around the main character. The only actual thing recorded from the table are some of my instructions for roles and her play. Everything else is with like professional or semi-professional voice actors, full sound effects. I'm going for I'm trying to recreate what I remember from sitting at the table, which is the things we're imagining versus what's actually happening, like where we're fumbling through rule books and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're trying to capture the environment of the room. And
so it takes like a 2 or 3 hour session and collapses it down to like 20-25 minutes of actual narrative. It's tightly edited, it's tightly crafted, put a lot of work into it. But also, it's not a hack and slash game. It's a roguish woman who is not going to be able to like fight everybody she encounters. She's in fact physically weaker than everybody. And what's interesting about Cece as a player, she's taken a very Downton Abbey route. So instead of like sneaking in through the back door and rummaging around, she's decided to wear a persona of a knight's maid in an upper class like merchant household and start solving the mystery from there. So it's a roguish mystery, tightly edited. I think the entire first season is like 4 or 5 hours compared to like a Critical Role season, which is hundreds.
It's 2 weeks.
It's very different, yeah. But I'm super proud of like how it's all turned out. And so we just finished the first season too, which took me 2 years. The next season won't take me that long, but I had to kind of like learn how to edit audio.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I had a head start, but well, thanks, Michael. I'm so glad we got
I appreciate it.
meet finally.
I know.
So let's just shout out your socials real quick.
Yeah, well, because the pandemic made me hate social media, everything I do is now purely like thief-based. To find it anywhere, it's thiefpodcast.com. It's on all the socials. I'm Scofield on Twitter and Blue Sky. There's no way that you're going to be able to spell that from here. But look up Thief Podcast or The Thief in Audio Drama, wherever, and you'll find it. I'm purely self-promotional at this point for my own sanity, but we're there. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.